Ready for your next comic? Then keep it going for Alisa Espinal.
Hey everybody, I'm a sports mom. Any other sports moms in the house tonight? No, yeah, great. I know you upset. I was a team mom this past season. It's a scam. I do not recommend it. There's no budget for team moms. All them chocolate chip cookies and Capri Suns, they coming straight out of your pocket. And these kids, they're so ungrateful. I remember one time I brought some cookies that I baked to a game. You know, I was excited about it. And one of the boys comes up to me and he's like, you made these? Why couldn't you just buy some Oreos? And I was like, oh yeah, Butterfingers? Why can't you tackle number 12, huh? And then the boy looked at me all misty-eyed and he's like, Mom, stop bullying me. Yeah, it was my son, I don't care. I have two boys, two very active boys. They play basketball, football, soccer. They do not play baseball because they're real athletes. Okay. I coached my son's basketball team this past season after being on the sidelines for 3 seasons straight, just judging and talking shit, you know? The confidence is unbelievable. That Tito's and Diet Coke and that Yeti will have you thinking you're Phil Jackson. Yeah. On the first practice, I had the boys doing some defensive side shuffles to warm up, you know? Half the team fell down. The other half just farted and laughed all the way down the court. They were just like, I was like, oh man, whew, this is hopeless. We lost our first 4 games by 30 points. It was bad. Yeah, it was so bad. Parents were emailing the league mid-game asking for a refund bad. It got so bad, I had to start gaslighting the boys. Yeah, they kept staring at the scoreboard. They were distracted. I'm like, guys, that's not the score. No, that's just the temperature on each side of the court. Yeah, in Celsius, it's science, you know? Yeah, but by game 5, I locked in. Started watching old Kobe Bryant interviews, Mamba mentality. My algorithm went from strictly ingrown toenail removals to strictly basketball. Yeah, I love me a crusty toe. Yeah. And then we won game 5, and I was shocked. And then we made it to the playoffs. And I was on a high. I started strutting around the gym like I really was Phil Jackson. Walking up to the losing coaches like, oof, tough loss, champ. Better luck next time. Yeah. So now we're in the playoffs, right? And my boys, they showed up. Oh, man. I was over there. Let me tell you something I learned about men while coaching, by the way. Men are very supportive of women in leadership. You know, let's give it up for all the supportive men. Yeah. Very supportive. That is until you're whipping their ass by 15 and twerking with every shot your team makes. Yeah. I used to be up in there like, clock it. Ooh, they hated me. They hated me. Yeah. So now we're in the playoffs, right? And my boys showed up. They're playing defense, setting picks, hitting threes, collecting boards like they're collecting dollar bills off a strip club floor. You couldn't tell me nothing. One of my boys showed to check the kid, hit a 3. Swoosh, it went in. I was like, yeah, do it again. And now the other coach, he's heated, right? He comes up to me, he's screaming in my face, bright red. He's all talking about my boys being too aggressive. I didn't say anything. I just looked at him for a minute straight, real quiet. And then I put my shades back on real slow. And I was like, ref, timeout, flagrant. This is flagrant. Yeah. Yeah. So my boys saw what happened too. You know, they came over. They're like, Coach, what's going on? Everything okay? They were nervous. You know, they saw him yelling at me. And I was like, no, guys, it's okay. You're just playing so good. You got these grown men big mad. They said big mad. I said big mad. And you want to know why? Because we're big dogs. Yeah, we're big dogs. Now they're looking at me and they're like, yeah, we're big dogs. Now the parents join in. Everybody's joining in. We're screaming, we're big dogs. It's dead silent in the gym and all you hear is us just screaming and jumping up and down. We're big dogs. We're big dogs. Yeah. So now there's 10 seconds left on the clock. The game is tied, right? My boys are fired up. They got Michael Secret stuff in their veins. I'm like blown away because they're diving for loose balls. They really playing. I'm so proud of them. It was all going to come down to this moment. You know, this one magical shot. This is going to be my movie moment. This is going to be my Space Jam ending, you know? And then we lost. After all that big dog shit, we lost. And, oh man, I was devastated. I comforted the boys. And then I got out of there so fast, I was fucking embarrassed. I peeled out of that parking lot and I raced home. And then I ripped my three-piece suit off and threw it on the ground. And then I threw my wig off too. Fuck that shit. And then just when I was about to pour myself a drink, I get a text from the winning coach. He was like, what's up, big dog? You forgot your son behind in the gym. That's my time, everybody. I'm Alisa. Thank you.
All right. I was back. I just heard her talking about whipping dogs. I'm like, all right, I can get behind that. Sorry, I'm not a dog person. I don't hate dogs. I don't think all dogs should get hit. I think the owners that put their dogs in the carriages at the supermarket, I think they should be shot in the fucking face. I think not even hit. I think they should die. Like, I think if I wouldn't make that dog an orphan dog, I would kill them myself. I hate that shit. That's where my fucking bananas go, bro. I don't want your Yorkie ass where my bananas go. I don't know. I just grew up in a time when a dog was a dog. Remember, you tie him to a tree and go to work. You know, you give him some food and water. If he knocked it over, he was fucked, and nobody cared. And then when you came over and you came home and you saw the dog knocked over the food and water, you blamed the dog. You're like, look at you, stupid fuck. You knocked over your food. Now it's like people call animal control services if I don't turn the TV on, if the dog doesn't have something to watch while I'm away. One time I was leaving, I was leaving to come to a show. Before we left my house, my buddy goes, whoa, you're not going to put on the TV for the dog? I said, no, I'm not. And then I opened up a window and I said, it's the same fucking thing. And he said, no, it's not. They should be watching Animal Planet. Like, now he knows the dog's favorite fucking station. My dog likes fucking true crime, asshole. Because that's what my wife watches. She watches true crime shit, and she watches it with the dog. He knows all about how people were murdered and buried and everything. He can do that. He's a smart dog. And that's a fucked up thing, women, like that true crime shit. Women are into it. My wife's into it. I come home, you know, and I'm like, hey, honey, how's your day? And she goes, oh, it was great. I was just watching this documentary about this woman that killed this guy and then cut him up and buried his body parts on all the land that he owned in the town. And I'm like, it's Tuesday at 3 p.m. And she goes, I know, but it's okay because he raped her. And I'm like, what the fuck? Do you think she can go find the guy at the supermarket with the dog in the carriage? That's a callback. You guys ready for your next comic? Awesome. This next guy is actually, they're having a whole festival here in his name. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Pickles.